Bienvenidos. Welcome to the Truck Boss Show. As we continue to work from home, we continue to keep you posted on the latest in the industry. We have a jam-packed show for today. Central Tech CDL Training School Part 1, Insurance Spike, Rush Champ, Pride and Polish, Heavy Vehicle Use Tax, Electric Trucks, and Gear Jammer highlights. Now let's get the show started. We had the opportunity to sit down with the folks of Central Tech, a CDL training school right here in Oklahoma, about their operations, curriculum, and more. Here's the first part of a three-part series with Central Tech.
Central Tech is career tech. Truck driver training is a school to where you can come for 23 days and attain a commercial driver's license, or CDL. When a student comes here, our program revolves around safety, plain and simple. That's what we focus on. We teach these students to drive. You have to maintain an 80% pass rate to stay here. It is quick, it's fast-paced, but our students come in, most of them never have been in a truck, never even seen a truck, let alone sit in one. And they leave here and they're able to go in with a driver, with a trainer, train for 4 to 6 weeks, and make anywhere from $40,000 to $65,000 a year.
The first 3 days, they're strictly in the classroom, learning the theory, the book work, doing the academic parts of it. Then every day they'll meet in the classroom in the mornings, but then they go outside and they have the hands-on the truck. They start out learning how to inspect the truck, because if you can't inspect a vehicle, especially an 80,000-pound truck, you don't need to drive one. Start straight backing the truck and then start doing more difficult backing maneuvers like the offset parallels and 90s from there. Road trips, learning how to shift the truck. Then on day 16, they will test, and then they will go on long road trips. They're going to get about 300 to 400 extra miles after they get their CDL. That following Tuesday and Wednesday, they're going to work nights. So they have that experience at night driving, how to recognize a trailer when it's turning, where it's at. And then the second night, they will actually take a night road trip. Go through map reading, learn how to slide tandems, and all the basic stuff that you need to know about a truck. And then on Friday, they wash the trucks and graduate.
If you come to this school and you attain a CDL and you don't go to work, it's because you chose not to go to work. There are jobs all over the U.S. We have no problem placing our students. And normally when they graduate from here, they can take their pick of just about any company they want to go to.
I can remember when I was instructing a student that I had that came to me. He was 8 months clean off meth. He'd been on meth since he was 8 years old. His dad gave it to him. And he was trying to change his life. And when he got his CDL and graduated, he came to me in tears, telling me how much it changed his life. Seeing somebody come in, being homeless, to leaving here, being able to make a living for themselves and their family and their kids, that is why I'm so passionate.
A big thanks to our friends of Central Tech. Great info, and of course, we had a great time. Carlin, what's the 411 on the insurance spike?
Isela, OOIDA is leading the charge against a proposed federally mandated insurance minimum, calling the move nonsense that will not increase highway safety and will put many drivers out of business. The organization and 60 other trade associations sent a letter to Roger Wicker, chairman of the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, and Maria Cantrell, a ranking member. The letter says there's no research to suggest that any increase of any amount would help reduce crash rates. The letter even cites an FMCSA Commission study that found most commercial motor vehicle caused crashes don't have large price tags, and the costs are easily covered with mandatory liability. Now, you can read the full letter in the comments below, so be sure to check it out. Now, Isela, let's talk about a few of our favorite things, trucks and chrome.
Carlin, not all women in trucking are professional drivers. Rebecca Chewing, who at one point didn't have anything to do with the industry, but found herself being part of it and loving it. She started out as a parts counter rep at Rush Enterprises. That's where she learned a lot more about parts and yet got to hear lots of different stories about trucking. Rebecca wasn't shy. She would ask so many questions when she would encounter what she loves about her job, the face-to-face time with truck drivers. That led her to become last year's first female all-around grand champion at the Rush Truck Center's 14th Annual Tech Skills Rodeo and took home the gold for the Hino Parts Division. Congrats, Rebecca. To check out the complete article, make sure to click that link below. And speaking of awards, the GATS Week just being right around the corner, one of our all-time fave is the Pride and Polish. GATS Week will be August 24th through the 28th, and it will be live on Facebook in the evenings. But you are still in time to vote for your favorite truck. You can pick more than one truck in different categories. Finalists and winners will be announced August 28th. Voting ends August 16th at midnight, so make sure you click that link below and get your vote on. Carlin, what else do you have for us?
Alrighty, Sella. OOIDA is not just leading the charge against the proposed insurance minimum increase, but is also calling for the suspension of the heavy vehicle use tax, at least for a year. The organization is calling on Congress to suspend the tax in the next COVID-19 relief bill so that drivers have more than just a thank you for all the work they continue to do during the pandemic. Right now, HVUT costs roughly $550 per year per truck, and suspending it would have a more immediate impact than suspending the federal excise tax that would only benefit those looking to buy new equipment. To read more about OOIDA's proposal, follow the link in the comments below. Now, Isela, what else do we have for him this week?
Did you know that DTNA announced their Freightliner's battery electric innovation fleet has now put on 300,000 miles in real-world applications? Well, they did. Richard Howard, Senior Vice President of Marketing for DTNA, stated, "The knowledge and expertise our logistics customers have in fleet operations with their thousands of trucks is invaluable as we design and engineer the zero emissions future of the commercial vehicle, crossing the threshold of 300,000 miles of testing." The planned start of series production for the Freightliners is in mid-2022, so it's happening, folks. To read the full article, check out the link below. Carlin, I heard you got some juice about Gear Jammer.
Well, COVID-19 kind of rained on all of this year's parades, but there was one show that didn't let COVID stop it. The Gear Jammer Truck Show was this last weekend, and there was a lot of fun to be had. While we weren't there in person, we heard from the head honcho himself about some of the highlights of the show, so check them out. You guys are perhaps the first in-person truck show to happen in 2020. Give us a little bit of detail about how the process was to make it happen.
We were able to move it up to New Hampshire because their state had some different COVID guidelines, and their racetracks were open at 50% spectator capacity. So we were able to go to the Monadnock Speedway in Winchester, New Hampshire on Sunday, August 2nd, and we were able to pull off the event without a hitch, really.
Well, tell us a little bit about just kind of the day of. You did say 50% capacity, so did you have half the trucks? Did you think that you met your quota, I guess is kind of the best way to ask that, on how many people attended?
I think truck-wise, we did really well. Last year, we had 542 trucks. This year, we had 434 with window cards for the show and shine. But there were quite a few guys who just came to show up and hang out and didn't have window cards when we were judging. So I want to estimate close to 475 total. And I think the crowd was probably around 2,000 spectators, between the spectators and the truckers.
So what other events did you have? We're good friends with Tony Justice here at the Truck Boss Show, so we know that he was around there. What all did you guys get into and do?
We were really thrilled that Tony came up, and he came up with his full band. He did a full concert for us and greeted a lot of his fans, signed autographs, and had some free giveaways. So everyone was pretty thrilled with that.
Are there any online ways that viewers can see those who couldn't make it up there on Sunday to actually, see the trucks in person? Do you guys have some online viewing for them?
Sure. They can go to our Facebook page, which is the 3rd annual Gear Jammer Magazine Truck Show. And there's a lot of people posting pictures, including ourselves, from the show. And some people are putting videos up as well. We will have full show coverage in our next issue of the magazine, which will be our September-October issue. And that's carried at quite a few shops and places across the country, so the drivers can pick that up. We'll also be having some coverage on our website, which is gearjammermagazine.com. So people can look on that. We'll probably have pictures up from the show within, I'd say, 2 or 3 weeks on the website.
Now tell us a little bit about Gear Jammer Magazine. What are you guys doing to kind of finish out the year and prepare for next year? Like
you said, COVID kind of messed everything up. We missed going to a lot of shows like Mid-America and GATS and GBATS. And with our show, it was a 100% charity event. And our motto this year was the show must go on. And we think we really did well by being able to have it. Just looking at a quick check of the numbers, I think we're going to be able to donate $35,000 to children with autism. It goes to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation.
Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate it, and we will catch you next time. talk about awesome there. We are disappointed that we missed it this year, but we'll definitely be there next year.
Yes, hopefully everything is good to go and we're going to be at every event we can possible.
That's right, because that's what we love to do is be out there with you guys. Anyway, what do we got out extra for him this week, Isabel?
Well, this week we have our girl, Miss Diesel Diva with Diesel Behavior. So you have to check her out. Awesome things that she's doing for a lot of the women that are joining the industry. So kudos to her.
And next week, we got another big show planned for you guys. We're going to have Matt and Joey. Of course, you know, we feature them about twice a month, so be sure to tune in for that dynamic duo. And we have part 2 of our autonomous truck report with our regulations correspondent, Brad Kuhn, so be sure to tune in for that.
And earlier this week, we had our boss box giveaway. That sounds kind of funny.
I was gonna say a little bit of a tongue twister.
But if you missed out, just make sure you check out that video. It's pinned up on the corner up there, and that way you can find out all what you got to do to win. Because you already know we're hooking you up always here on the Truck Boss Show.
That's right, and it's free stuff. So
yes,
easy way to win.
Easy peasy.
So let's do it. And don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, and invite your friends to like the Truck Boss Show so we can keep doing this awesome stuff. What we love to do, bring you that all this awesome information, and keep you plugged in with the 411 on the industry. And
yes.
Isela, why do we do this?
Because you're the boss.